So me and Dylan, we've been friends since I think we were 8 years old. We used to hang out almost every day. We were always doing something, whether it was football, baseball, or fishing. Fishing definitely turned into our main hobby as we got a little bit older into high school. But once I went off to the military, he went on to get a job, and we met back up a couple times after I got back. And unfortunately, here recently, we've been busy, so we didn't really see each other much. But he got into that crash, and him and his family, they're great people. Dylan's always been really good, really kind. He always wants to do things for others, and it's an unfortunate situation, but I wanted to try to help his family out as much as I can, so that's why I thought, we both love fishing. Dylan for sure loves fishing, so a fishing tournament would be a great way to try to raise some money and support them.
A friend of ours called Jason and had told us that Dylan had been in an accident and that we needed to get up there. He didn't kind of elaborate or go into details about how serious it was, so we were just thinking, fender bender, whatever. And then when we got to the scene, we realized how bad it was. We saw his truck basically bowed into the tree, and the police officers would not let us get to him, so I wasn't sure how bad he was. And when I asked him, is he breathing? And he was like, barely.
Dylan was leaving a wedding one night, and on his way home, he, apparently missed a stop sign or a turn and left the road and hit a tree. It messed up his truck pretty bad, and obviously messed up Dylan pretty bad. He had several injuries, and right now they're fighting with insurance, trying to figure out, what's going to be covered, what's not. But Dylan's definitely in a state he's going to need a lot of help and a lot of rehab moving forward. And that's going to be costly on him and his family.
And then when they called us back to talk to the trauma doctor, that's where we found out that he had the brain injury, brain bleed, crushed ankle, broken collarbone, 6 fractured ribs, collapsed lung. And I mean, the guy's like pouring sweat trying to stitch him up because he had all these lacerations on that arm where he was partially ejected through the windshield. We were at UAB for 5 weeks maybe. And each week Dylan progressed. We really didn't backslide. We, every time they said we're going to do this, they were able to take him off the vent and take the feeding tube out, and he progressed. But the mind with a brain injury just was not waking up.
I'm in a position where I can help, so that's what I need to do. And I think that's what, as Christians, that's what we're taught we need to be doing.
We wanted to go to Shepherd's because Shepherd's is 3 hours from Alabama versus 10 hours in Houston. They're both great facilities, rehabilitation facilities, but our insurance, I guess, decided that we should go to TIER in Houston. So we took the Angel flight. Dylan and I took the Angel flight. We did our time in TIER. Dr. Chi is amazing. Got his medications kind of, figured out, and he felt that him coming home would be more familiar and it would help wake his brain up. So it is nice to be back home for sure. Some days are scary. Jason's tried to go back to work now, so it's really me here being a home giver, and I'm no nurse, and Dylan J. Sharp is not the best patient, but we're getting there. It's definitely a journey, but I definitely think when Mason puts his heart into something like he has with this tournament, each year it's going to grow and it's going to get bigger. And I know him, and I know everything he does is to glorify God. And that's all that, that's what's important to us, is that, even if somebody was lost and had somebody like Mason help them, just that little seed that's planted, this is what God's done for me. Let God do this for you. And Mason is that kid. Nothing that he does.
Yeah. So we're having a tournament at Lay Lake on June 27th. The Cast for the Cause, it's going to be there. It's a fundraiser to help raise money for the Sharp family to cover all their medical expenses, travel expenses, and raise awareness for Dylan and his situation, along with others who are going through the same situation. It's a $100 entry fee per boat. Everyone's going to get gifts. We have a couple different sponsors who will be mentioned there that have donated some stuff. And the payout, first place is $1,750, second place is $1,000, and then third place is $500. And then there's a $10 big fish buy-in that'll be paid out as well. And if you can't actively fish in the tournament, I have a Patreon that's set up that you can donate to. The link will be in the description, and any amount that's donated is much appreciated.